financial news and talk. Now live in studio, your host, local and national real estate expert and consumer advocate, Ron Siegel.
And hello again. Welcome to Ron Siegel Radio. This is the show with no real boundaries as we discuss current events, financial markets, politics, sports, even poking fun at the rest of the media. This is the show that connects the dots of confusion delivered by conflicting media reports. We connect the dots so you know the actions you can take, how your family or business can benefit from current events. Most of all, thank you for joining me. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message. I do deliver it every day. And let me remind you, if you ever have any more finance-related questions, I am the consumer advocate looking out for you. And you can reach out to me directly, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. Just remember, that's the number you call anytime for assistance. When you call that number, it comes directly to me first. There are no operators standing by. I am it.
Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
While I do have a great team when it comes to developing a financing plan or plan to save you money, I personally work with you even if you don't have any needs today. Save this number in your phone for future reference, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Another beautiful day right here in Southern California. So what are we celebrating today on this beautiful, what is it, Hump Day? I think it is today, isn't it? We have Hump Day on Ron Siegel Radio Wednesday, or maybe it's Wind Down Wednesday. We'll have to see which way we want to go. We can either call it Hump Day or we can call it Wind Down Wednesday. Either one of them works just fine. Let's see the celebration of the day. Yes, as you can tell, I am running a little bit slow this morning. Every once in a while, we just get caught up in chitter-chatter before we go live on the broadcast. And all of a sudden, they turn the mics on, and you're sitting there, it's National Chop Suey Day. National Chop Suey. Is that, I don't know. I guess we're looking at a little bit of Mexican food, so I don't know whether I want to think about chop suey. I'm not sure how well they go together. We'll just have to play with that one just a little bit. What are the markets doing this morning? They are holding on to their optimism. We've been talking about that right along. They're hanging on to that and watching. A lot of it has to do with what's going on in, now it's Canada. Canada is the big story of the day. We've been watching Canada going and talking about by Friday, yeah, that's pretty quick. They're looking at possibly having their trade deal done with the U.S. Do you think it'll happen? Well, it's kind of watching what we're doing on the bond market. You know that on the bonds are a big issue for us on Ron Siegel Radio, so we're always watching what that bond market is doing. Why do we watch the bonds so closely? Because that's what drives mortgage rates. Yeah, and the mortgage rates, they held on to that levels yesterday. We're still watching them. If you remember early in the day, I told you that we were floating ever so cautiously to watch and see where we should be recommending or what we should be recommending people do on those bonds. Well, if you're thinking about buying, selling, refinancing, getting rid of that mortgage insurance, maybe you want to get rid of some debts, debt consolidation, maybe you're thinking about putting in that new pool, you might be looking at the right time of the season to be doing all of those things because the bonds, they're still holding up. And what I mean by holding up is they come across these different levels. And when they come across the levels, the 25-day moving average, the 50-day moving average, the 100-day moving average, when they come across those different levels, that's what gives us the indication, do we have some support whereby the bonds might go up, interest rates down, or are we hitting resistance on the top end and the bonds will go down, interest up? Well, right now we're sitting on the levels of support. Now we've gone through two levels of support. We're sitting right at the next level of support. If we break this level, Katie, bar the doors. It's going to be a problem. But what we're looking at right now is we'll see where it goes. We are watching the markets. That's the difference between going to the online shop and going to the professional that knows what they're doing when it comes to the bonds, knows how to read the charts, knows what's driving these markets. It's not all about just knowing what the markets are doing. Anybody can figure out what the markets are doing. It's a matter of figuring out, why are the markets doing it? How can we profit from it? That's the more important issue. How do we profit by what's going on in the markets? How do we save clients money? That's another big issue, right? Anybody can go out there and just do the stuff. How do we make it so that our clients get value from what we're doing? Well, that's by reading these markets, knowing what the underlying factors are, and taking it from there. Now, we also look, and obviously one of the big issues all the time, and this is why I bring this up on a regular basis. People ask me all the time, Ron, why do you get so much into the politics? Well, it's a geopolitical environment that has a lot to do with what's going on in the financial markets. And when we're watching these financial markets, I need to be there to share it with you. I need to understand when the trade talks are going on. Yeah, that's all political, right? But it affects the markets in a big way. When we see the president being distracted by issues that are going on, that affects the markets in a big way. So that's why I am constantly watching those things. I constantly talk about them. Got to do it in a respectful manner. Everybody's got their opinion. Not saying anybody's is right or wrong. You can't make up your own facts. But you certainly have the rights to your own opinions on whether we're heading in the right direction, heading in the wrong direction. All of that plays into the markets and understanding where they're going. So I did look, and we look and say, okay, what is happening from these different issues? Well, we got the reading, and the second reading of GDP, yes, at 4.2%. That was better than what was expected, seeing our GDP numbers. The retail sales number in there lagged a little bit, so that's not a good sign for future GDP, because we know that 70% of GDP comes from the consumer. So if the consumer is not going out and shopping, well, you got to watch that. Now, the other thing that nobody is going to tell you except right here on Ron Siegel Radio, because a lot of real estate professionals, and we get a lot of real estate professionals watching our broadcast, they're telling you that the markets are slowing down. Well, I'm here to tell you that that can be their perception, but what do the stats tell us? What does activity tell us? Well, every Wednesday, the Mortgage Bankers Association comes out and they give us a reading on what's happening in the mortgage market, because they go to the major loan origination software companies and say, what is happening? What's happening is the 3% increase week over week on the bonds. 3% increase week over week on the bonds. That's just a big issue right there. So when you see the increase of the mortgage originations, 3% increase, well, that tells you that there's a lot of activity out there in the real estate market. I know the realtors are telling you that it's not real busy and that things are slowing down. But if they're slowing down, why are so many people going out there to get a new mortgage? And these are only purchase loans. These are not the refis. So when we look at these numbers, we're only talking about the purchase loans. Now, the adjustable rate mortgages, those are dropping. Why are adjustable rate mortgages dropping? There's no benefit to them. When you've got a flattened yield curve, there's no benefit to the adjustable rate mortgage, because what they do is they're saying, okay, if you go with a shorter term, you're going to pay the same amount as you go with a longer term. So why do it? Doesn't make any sense. So people don't do it. Just a thought for you. Let's see what else is going on. Refinances. Now, those were down 3% last week, bringing year-over-year refinance volume. And these, again, are the mortgages, down 33%. People don't believe that interest rates are going up, or maybe they've already taken care of their family. That's the issue that we have to watch out for there on that portion of it. What else is in the news? Don McCann leaving the White House counsel this fall. That is one of the president's top attorneys. That's not a personal attorney. That is a government attorney. McCann plans to step down from his position either after Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh is confirmed or after the 2018 midterm elections in November. Just a thought. President Trump has not named a successor. Do you think that it could be that Mr. McCann could be in line to be the next Attorney General of the United States? Just speculating. Canada and U.S. set for the second day of their trade talks. Again, that's bilateral talks. They started on Wednesday. A little bit of contentious issues that they started. They're going to continue those today as the two nations work to salvage the North American Free Trade Agreement. Amid signs, Ottawa was open to taking a more conciliatory approach. Where's my friend Gomer Pyle when I need him? Gomer! He's a little slow.
Surprise, surprise, surprise.
Yeah, it's amazing how some of these countries become more conciliatory with the United States when we start putting tariffs on their stuff coming here, and they want to take advantage of the U.S. market. They need these sales that come out of the United States. So that's part of the big issue right there. What else is going on in that trade? Canadian Foreign Minister Chrystia Freeland told reporters on Tuesday that Mexico's concessions on auto rules of origin and labor rights was a crucial breakthrough, clearing the way for Ottawa to resume talks with the United States this week. Freeland dodged questions on what points Canada would be willing to concede on, noting that Ottawa's key issues are well known. We will, as we have done throughout this negotiation, stand up for the Canadian national interest and for Canadian values while looking for areas where we can find a compromise that everyone can live with. Isn't that exactly what President Trump has been saying? Canada should be looking out for their better interest. Same time, the U.S. should be looking out for our best interests. Just a thought there. Here's another one. Governor Brown back at it again.
I got a bad feeling about this.
California will become the first state to eliminate bail for suspects awaiting trial and replace it with a still murky risk assessment system under a bill signed Tuesday by Governor Brown. Brown's signature gives the state's Judicial Council broad authority to reshape pre-trial detention policies ahead of the new law's October 2019 start date. Based on the council's framework, each county's superior court will set its own procedures for deciding who to release before trial, potentially creating a patchwork system based on where a suspect lives. Unbelievable. Most suspects accused of nonviolent felonies will be released within 12 hours of booking. So the judge decides what's nonviolent. Now, we already know that murder is now, there are outs. You can murder somebody in California and get away with it. We've already talked about that one. That's SB 1810. Look at it. It basically says if the defense says that you've got some sort of a mental challenge, there is no way for the prosecution to say anything. You go right to a mental facility for a short period of time and you're released. No charges, no conviction, nothing on the record. Does that make any sense? Now we look at it and say, well, if the defense attorney wasn't smart enough to use that system, now you just get out with no bail. Unbelievable. That's where California's going. Unbelievable. Slight majority of millennials say they will vote in the 2018 midterm elections. We'll see. We hear this one all the time. Slightly more than half of the millennials say they will most likely vote in 2018 midterm elections in November, according to a poll conducted July 28th through August 13th. 55% of millennials, those born between 1981 and 1996, say they definitely or probably will vote in the midterm elections. 25% are unsure. 19% say they definitely or probably will not vote. Now, here's the issue. It is an NBC News poll. Never trust anything that comes from NBC. Unbelievable how that one goes. Hey, did you feel the earthquake yesterday? 4.2 right here in Laverne, California. Did you feel that one? U.S. consumer confidence rises to an 18-year high. Americans' consumer confidence rose in August to the highest level in nearly 18 years as their assessment of current conditions improved further and their expectations about the future rebounded. The Conference Board reported Tuesday that its consumer confidence index rose to 133.4 in August, up from a reading of 127.9. Now, that's all in the woods kind of stuff. Here's what you need to know about consumer confidence. Whenever we've got high consumer confidence, be careful in the markets. Why? You listen to the professional investors, somebody like a Warren Buffett, and he says you buy when there's blood in the water. When the consumer is ultimately confident, that's not the time to buy. That's when professional money starts selling in the market. That's when they want to get rid of their stocks. When they start selling, what happens? The stock market goes down. I'm just suggesting, watch out, buyer beware. You are listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate current events and the financial markets. When we come back, top 3 myths about today's real estate market. We will discuss them. Don't make this common and costly credit card mistake. I'd like to protect you from those. There's a lot of conversation on Ron Siegel Radio about credit. We'll get into that some more. And numbers you need to know about your investment portfolio, a review of the budget sites, YNAB and Mint. What do you need to know about those? We'll talk about all that and more. You can reach me anytime. Our off-air number, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com. Connect with us, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio, on Twitter @Ron Siegel. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Did you know that banks and credit bureaus are rewarded financially if you have bad credit? And the worse your credit score is, the more money they can make off of you? How does that make you feel, knowing that banks are getting rich off of your hard-earned money? How does it make you feel, knowing that if a bank or a credit bureau makes a mistake on your credit report, they benefit from it and it hurts you? The Fair Credit Report Act of 1971 requires banks and credit bureaus to report only accurate information, and nearly 100% of all credit reports are inaccurate. If you're sick and tired of being broke and tired of being robbed by the banks, you owe it to yourself and to your family to call Rondi. Rondi is a FICO-certified credit professional and has helped thousands of people just like you get out of debt and establish great credit. Rondi's number is 855-608-1990. Again, that's 855-608-1990. Or visit creditsanitizer.com. Again, that website is creditsanitizer.com.
Are you a veteran, own a home, and need money? The Siegel Lending Team is here to help veterans refinance and get the money they need. The VA 100 lets you borrow up to 100% of your home's value, refinance your mortgages, consolidate credit cards, and lower your payments by an average of $700 a month. And the Siegel Lending Team knows that character means more than a credit score. Call 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990. Rate subject to change without notice. Licensed by the California Department of Corporations, NMLS 21037, and DRE number 018694452.
Are you a veteran, police officer, firefighter, doctor, nurse, or teacher? If so, you qualify as one of Ron Siegel's VIP heroes, and we have rewards up to $5,000 or $10,000 when you buy, sell, or refinance a home with one of the Ron Siegel Radio partners. As one of the heroes, real estate agents will rebate part of their commission. Lending partners will give a credit at closing. The title company has special published rates, and many other service providers have incentives too. All you need to do is call Ron Siegel Radio at 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Or visit VIPHeroProgram.com. Just think about what you will do with all the rebates and incentives from the partners of Ron Siegel Radio. Just call us at 800-306-1990 so we can show you our appreciation for your service.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. A few shout-outs this morning. Good morning, Joe. Good morning, Tony. Jacqueline. Andy, glad to see you with us. Ron, glad to see you with us. Jean, Mundo, Marianne. Mark, glad to see you with us. Got a nice crowd on here today. Bob, good to see you with us. Melinda, glad to see you with us. A lot of great stuff to share with you this morning. Always glad to have a bunch of familiar faces on the line. Glad to have you with us in the Mortgage Minute today, being brought to you by our friends at Gold Star Mortgage. When you're ready for that new mortgage, Gold Star is the ones that I recommend you talk to on a regular basis. And I do change the companies of recommendation. Why do I change the companies that we promote on the broadcast? Well, it's because I'm sitting there looking out for you. If they don't have the right programs, if they don't have the right services, you know something, I have no problem finding the right sources for you. Gold Star, though, they've got the programs, they've got the products. They're the only one I know of that has the Fast Pass loan approval. Gold Star Mortgage, they allow you to put you in position to make that same as cash offer. Who do you think is going to get a better price and has more opportunity to win the offer? The cash buyer or same as cash buyer or somebody that needs to go get all their financing started. Gold Star is the one. Dow Jones Industrial Average up 84 points. Oil up 75 cents a barrel. Should we look? Do we want to know? I mean, we are in the state of confusion. We love taxes here in California, trying to see how many more ways that the governor can tax us. And yeah, you know something, I think that Governor Brown and the mayor of Anaheim, they probably are on the same page on most things. Mayor of Anaheim's just succeeded in getting Disney to stop building a new hotel, succeeded in getting Disney to say, you know something, they don't mind if we get a gate tax. Yeah, and oh, by the way, that means your high school basketball games, football games, soccer, volleyball, any of them that they charge for admission. In the city of Anaheim, they don't mind if you tax the kids and the parents for going to those ball games. Can you imagine that? Unbelievable what the mayor of Anaheim is doing. Wonder who his cronies are going to be next to come in and try and take over some of this taxation policy and the antagonization. Hey, have you seen all of the enhancements done to Anaheim Stadium because of the mayor's policies? Yeah, I haven't seen them either because the Angels are saying the same thing. They don't want to have anything to do with this city under this mayor, this leadership. But let's look at gasoline in Taxifornia. We're paying $3.60.3 on average. $2.83.7 is the national average for a gallon of gasoline, not a tank of gasoline. We look over in South Carolina. They're better than $1 a gallon cheaper than we are. We look over where's the cheapest spot in the country? Alabama, $2.53.1. $2.53.1 is the cheapest gasoline. Now, what about within the state of confusion? Do we have any numbers for within the state of confusion? I don't know if the AAA breaks it down by county. But we can look at the counties within the state of confusion. Orange County, $356.6. Wonder what they're paying up in the tax haven of the world. Up in Sacramento, what do you think do you think they're paying more or less than we are in Taxifornia here in Orange County? You got to look forward to that. $345.8 is the price in Sacramento. So they got a little bit of a break over there from what we are paying. So let's continue our journey through the mortgage market. What is happening? Why? More than what, it's the why. Because you can look at the bond market and see the what anytime you desire. Right? We tell you that all the time. The mortgage-backed securities, as we speak right now, pretty simple to know. Mortgage-backed securities are up about 2 basis points. Interest rates are down ever so slightly. 10-year Treasury is right on the flat line, flat numbers. We've been talking about why this is happening. We told you a little bit of the why. It had to do with what's going on in Canada with the trade talks there. The Mortgage Bankers Association reported that mortgage application volume decreased by 1.7% last week. Applications to purchase new homes down 1%, but are still up 3% from this time last year. Refinance is down 3% last week, bringing year-over-year volume down 33%. The refinance share of mortgage activity remains stable at 38.7%. Pending home sales, which measures signed contracts on existing homes, is a good leading indicator for existing home sales. We're up 0.7%. So more people are going into contract in July. Weaker than the unchanged reading expected. Pending home sales are still down 2.3% year over year, although today's figure was a slight miss. The amount of signed contract was pretty strong considering higher rates, higher prices, and a lack of inventory. We're going to get the 7-year Treasury auction a little bit later today, so we'll watch that one for you as well. That is the Mortgage Minute, brought to you by our friends over at Gold Star Mortgage. When you're ready for that next mortgage, Gold Star has the programs, the products for you. You just need to give me a call at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. I will put you in touch with them. When we come back, top 3 myths about today's real estate market. Don't make this common and costly credit card mistake. 5 numbers you need to know about your investment portfolio. All that and more. You can reach me anytime. 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com. Connect with us, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. On Twitter @Ron Siegel. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Siegel Lending Team offers you buying power. Let's say you can afford a monthly mortgage payment, including principal and interest, of around $1,900. With today's rate on a 30-year fixed mortgage of 3.75%, APR 3.85%, that payment could support a $416,000 mortgage. But if you wait and rates tick up to around 6.5%, which is roughly the average home mortgage rate over the past 30 years, that same $1,900 mortgage payment, including principal and interest, may only be able to support a $314,000 mortgage. That's over $100,000 worth of home you're missing out on by waiting. That's buying power. All you need to do to get started is reach out to the Siegel Lending Team at 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990. Or visit SiegelLendingTeam.com. That's SIEGEL LendingTeam.com. Payment example excludes taxes and insurance. Call us for full details, 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990 or SiegelLendingTeam.com. Equal housing lender, licensed under NMLS number 217037.
Are you purchasing or own a luxury home? If you're like so many others, your home is your largest asset and the mortgage is your largest debt. The Siegel Lending Team has some amazing financing opportunities right now. Jumbo loans up to $2 million, 30-year rates below 4%, 15-year rates near 3.5%, and if you can believe it, 7-year interest-only hybrids in low 3s. The Siegel Lending Team has all the options for your jumbo or second home loan requirements. Take advantage of them while you can. To learn more about all the other financing products available from the Siegel Lending Team, call 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Or visit SiegelLendingTeam.com. That's SIEGEL LendingTeam.com. Again, call 1-800-306-1990. Rates subject to change without notice. Licensed by NMLS ID 217037 and 145502. Equal housing lender.
Homeowners that are 62 and older are about to find out a great way to live a better retirement. It's called a reverse mortgage, and SLT can help you learn more. Call the Siegel lending team at 800-306-1990 right now to receive your free booklet with no obligation. It answers questions like how a reverse mortgage works, how much you qualify for, the ways to receive your money, and more. When you call the experts at Siegel Lending Team today, you'll learn the benefits of a government-insured reverse mortgage, how it will eliminate your monthly mortgage payments, and give you tax-free cash from the equity in your home. Here's the best part. You still own your home. Now is the best time to take control of your retirement. Call 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990 to get your free brochure. Call today or visit our website at SiegelLendingTeam.com. That's SIEGEL LendingTeam.com, or simply call 800-306-1990.
Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey, and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Did you know that banks and credit bureaus are rewarded financially if you have bad credit? And the worse your credit score is, the more money they can make off of you? How does that make you feel, knowing that banks are getting rich off of your hard-earned money? How does it make you feel, knowing that if a bank or a credit bureau makes a mistake on your credit report, they benefit from it and it hurts you? The Fair Credit Report Act of 1971 requires banks and credit bureaus to report only accurate information, and nearly 100% of all credit reports are inaccurate. If you're sick and tired of being broke and tired of being robbed by the banks, you owe it to yourself and to your family to call Rondi. Rondi is a FICO-certified credit professional and has helped thousands of people just like you get out of debt and establish great credit. Rondi's number is 855-608-1990. Again, that's 855-608-1990. Or visit creditsanitizer.com. Again, that website is creditsanitizer.com.
Are you a veteran, own a home, and need money? The Siegel Lending Team is here to help veterans refinance and get the money they need. The VA 100 lets you borrow up to 100% of your home's value, refinance your mortgages, consolidate credit cards, and lower your payments by an average of $700 a month. And the Siegel Lending Team knows that character means more than a credit score. Call 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990. Rate subject to change without notice. Licensed by the California Department of Corporations, NMLS 21037, and DRE number 018694452.
Are you a veteran, police officer, firefighter, doctor, nurse, or teacher? If so, you qualify as one of Ron Siegel's VIP heroes, and we have rewards up to $5,000 or $10,000 when you buy, sell, or refinance a home with one of the Ron Siegel radio partners. As one of the heroes, real estate agents will rebate part of their commission. Lending partners will give a credit at closing. The title company has special published rates, and many other service providers have incentives too. All you need to do is call Ron Siegel Radio at 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Or visit VIPHeroProgram.com. Just think about what you will do with all the rebates and incentives from the partners of Ron Siegel Radio. Just call us at 800-306-1990 so we can show you our appreciation for your service.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The real-time real estate segment today being brought to you by the area trusted real estate professionals of Ron Siegel Radio. Text NEST, N-E-S-T, to 79564. Find your dream home before someone else does. Nest NEST to 79564. Top 3 myths about today's real estate market. There are many conflicting headlines when it comes to describing today's real estate market. Some are making comparisons to the market we experienced 10 years ago and are starting to believe that we may be doomed to repeat ourselves. Others are just plain wrong when it comes to what it takes to qualify for a mortgage. Today, we want to try and clear the air by shedding some light on what's causing some of these headlines, as well as what's really going on. Myth number 1, we are ready for it. We're headed for another housing bubble. Nah. Home prices have appreciated year over year for the last 76 straight months. Many areas of the country are at or near their peak prices achieved before the last housing bubble burst. This has many worried that we are headed towards another housing bubble. Here's the reality. I think I've got it.
I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
The biggest challenge facing today's real estate market is a lack of homes for sale. Demand is strong as many renters have come off the fence and are searching for their dream homes. Historically, a normal market requires a 6-month supply of inventory in order for prices to rise with the rate of inflation. According to the National Association of Realtors, NAR, there is currently a 4.3-month supply of inventory. The housing market has not had 6 months inventory since August 2012. The concept of supply and demand is what's driving up home prices. Myth number 2. The rumored recession will lead to another housing market crash. Economists and analysts know that the country has experienced economic growth for almost a decade. When this happens, they also know that a recession can't be too far off. But what is a recession? Merriam-Webster defines a recession as a period of temporary economic decline during which trade and industrial activity are reduced, generally identified by a fall in GDP in 2 consecutive quarters. Are we in line for that? Does that seem like that's where we are headed? Well, the reality, recession does not equal housing crisis. Many people associate these two terms with one another because the last time we had a recession, it was caused by a housing crisis. According to the Federal Reserve, over the last 40 years, there have been 6 recessions. In each of the previous 5 recessions, home values appreciated. Myth number 3, there is an affordability crisis looming. I think we got this one here.
You know better than that.
Rising home prices may have many concerned that the average family will no longer be able to afford the most precious piece of the American dream, their own home. There are many different affordability indices supported by different organizations that all measure different data. For this reason, there is a lot of confusion about what affordable actually means. The monthly cost of a home is determined by the home's price and the interest rate on the mortgage used to purchase it. According to Freddie Mac, interest rates have risen from 3.95% in January to 4.59% this week. Ow! Reality, as we mentioned earlier, home prices have appreciated year over year for the last 76 months. Largely driven by high demand and low supply. According to a recent study by Zillow, the percentage of median income necessary to buy a home in today's market, 17.1%, is well below the mark reached in 1985 to 2000, which is 21%, as well as the mark reached in 2006, 25.4%. Interest rates would have to increase to 6% before buying a home would be less affordable than historical norms. The starter home market has appreciated at higher levels, 9.4% year over year, than any other market. One reason for this is the fact that many of the first-time buyers who have flocked to the starter home market are being met with high competition. For some hopeful buyers, it may take more than a good offer to stand out from the crowd. The bottom line, there is a lot of confusion in today's real estate market. If your future plans include buying or selling, make sure you have a trusted advisor and a market expert by your side to help you guide you to the best decision for your family. That is The Real-Time Real Estate segment, again, brought to you by our area-trusted real estate professionals of Ron Siegel Radio. Text NEST, N-E-S-T, to 79564. Find that dream home before someone else does. That is the reason that we suggest Nest on a regular basis. Let's take a look. We'll look first at some numbers you need to know about your investment portfolio. And then we can do some of the surveys next. So are there magic numbers when it comes to investing? Not really. Certainly can't time the market by knowing when it's at its peak, nor can you predict when it will hit record lows. But there are a few numbers about your investment portfolio that, while they're not exactly magic, can go a long way to helping you demystify the whole mindset around investing for your future. You need to know your numbers, an investment primer. Investing doesn't have to seem daunting if you pay attention to a few key numbers. What are they? What is your target retirement date? No one has a crystal ball. You may hope to work to age 70 to maximize your retirement strategy, but there are several reasons why you may be forced to retire earlier than you expect. That said, picking a target retirement date, whether it's 70 or 31, is helpful for two reasons. First, having a magic number in mind helps focus your savings effort. When you tell yourself, I'm saving so I can retire in 20 years, or whatever your number happens to be, the idea of retirement moves from the realm of the abstract to being something that's concrete and within reach. Second, once you've established a future date when you'll want to retire, you can work backwards and pick some investments to see you all the way through to that date. Target date retirement funds work great for this purpose. Clark loves them because they offer a cheap way to invest your money and don't involve a lot of heavy-duty thinking about the stock market. With a target retirement fund, you select the year that's closest to your expected date of retirement and just pop your money in. Then the fund's manager allocates it for you. That's it. When you're young, when you're young, they have you heavily invested in stocks. Then as you age, you get fewer and fewer stocks in your portfolio and more bonds. It's a classic investment model, but one that lets you take a set it and forget it approach to investing. I never believe in set it and forget it, but set it and watch it a little bit. Know your company match. According to Vanguard's How America Saves 2018 study, around 33% of retirement savers don't save enough to get 100% of their employer's match. That is not a wise strategy. You need to know what your employer is going to be matching for you. Just a thought process there. Does anybody not want free money?
Ridiculous.
Yeah, it's free money. That's all that is. Not every employer offers a match on retirement savings, but if your employer does, do you know the match? Know the fees you're paying to invest. You got to know that one as well. The fees you pay to invest may seem small, but they have everything to do with how big your next egg grows over time. Bottom line to me is you need to know those because you don't want to get stiffed. But what's more important is you need to know what the net return to you is. If you're going to go with a higher priced investor or service, as long as it gets you significantly more in return, not a problem. Number 4, know how much you should have saved at your age. Every age has a different number. Age 55, you need 7 times your gross annual salary. That's what you need to have saved. Know the age when you can contribute more to play catch up. Right? If you're behind that number now, you might have to start catching up on those numbers as you move forward. Just a thought for you. You are listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate current events and the financial markets when we come back. 5 numbers you need to know. We already did that. The review of budgeting apps and some common and costly credit card mistakes. All that and more. You can reach me anytime. Off-air number 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com. Connect with us, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. On Twitter @Ron Siegel. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey and the area-trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Most businesses struggle to get the online reviews they need to get a competitive edge over their competition. Rex is a brand new technology that uses text messages to direct happy clients to your online review sites, Zillow, Google, Facebook, and Yelp, and unhappy clients to a private survey, so businesses can win more customers. Try Rex today by going to www.meetrex.com.
Are you currently renting a home? Do you like paying someone else's mortgage payment? Why not explore the options to purchase your own home? Can you imagine a 30-year fixed-rate loan below 4.25% APR? This means with $10,500, you can purchase a $295,000 home and have a principal and interest payment of about $1,400 per month. What are you paying in rent? Does your family deserve the opportunity to take advantage of the current market? To learn more about these exciting opportunities, the Siegel Lending Team is standing by to speak with you. Call now, 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Or visit SiegelLendingTeam.com. That's SIEGEL LendingTeam.com. Or 1-800-306-1990. Rate subject to change without notice. Licensed by NMLS ID 217037 and 145502. Equal housing lender. Not endorsed or sponsored by any government agency.
Do you have a goal of mortgage-free home ownership? What if your home was valued at $500,000? Are you aware that a free and clear home could be costing you $2,500 every month, $30,000 per year? The mortgage planners at the Siegel Lending Team would like to show you how you can own your home, generate tax-free income, and accumulate family wealth. You simply need to call the Ron Siegel Team at 1-800-306-1990. That is 1-800-306-1990. By sending the team a copy of your most recent mortgage statement, the team will send you a no-obligation real estate plan. You be the judge if this is right for your family. Again, all you have to do is send the team a copy of your mortgage statement by email to reap@ronsiegelradio.com or call today. Ron Siegel, 1-800-306-1990. That is 1-800-306-1990.
Rate subject to change and without notice. Licensed by the California DOC and BRE NMLS 217037 and 145502 and Cal BRE 0186945 and 1866775.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions, as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio, or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The Your Credit Matters segment today being brought to you by CreditSanitizer.com. You have a credit report. It is wrong. What are you doing about it? Credit Sanitizer has the solutions for you. You just need to get on the website, get signed up. If you need professional guidance, let me know. I'll put you in touch with the right people. Credit Sanitizer, they've got those solutions for you. Don't make these mistakes. They're common ones. There's a whole bunch of stuff right in here that you really have to think about. Number one, never forget a payment. There are several ways to make it virtually impossible to forget a payment. 3 methods. If you don't want to think about it, automatic payments. I've told you this before. Set 2 of them. One for the day before the statement closing date, one for the day before the payment due date. That way you're always making 2 payments a month, and they're always automated. They don't have to be very big, because you're gonna have the opportunity to just reuse that money once again. If you want to review payments first, text or email alerts if the thought of money coming out of your bank account without you getting the chance to review it makes you uneasy, or if you aren't sure how much you can afford to pay each month. You can set up text and or email alerts through your credit card issuer's website. You'll get an alert a few days before your payment is due, and you can check your statement to make sure all charges are accurate. I recommend checking your statements on a very regular basis, once a week, every other week. Third way, if you don't want to rely on the issuer, get your calendar organized. Another method, though this is more likely to be derailed by human error, is adding your payment due dates to a digital or paper calendar. What do we think about paper calendar? Does anybody use a paper calendar anymore? I don't think so. That probably is not the best way of doing it, but it's better than nothing. High costs of forgetfulness. Why is it so important that you pay what amounts to 1 to 3% of your balance, the typical minimum monthly payment? Because it avoids the short and long-term costs associated with late payment fees. Late fees, even if you're just a day late, your card issuer could charge you a late payment fee. Maximum cost for a first-time late fee, $27, and subsequent late payments could cost up to $38 each time. Penalty APRs are there that could raise your interest rates. That's a possibility. Higher rates on future loans or credit cards. That is another possibility. Be careful. Don't make those mistakes. I just told you how to avoid the mistakes and make sure that you are on the straight and narrow. Now, watching your I should say that's your Credit Matters segment, brought to you by CreditSanitizer.com. So now we should chat a little bit. We haven't done this one. I've talked to you about from our friend Chris Bissonette. He's got some applications that are really good for budgeting. And we know that Mint has an application for budgeting. You need a budget. So also think about this one. You need a budget. YNAB. That's a popular budgeting program that brings the envelope method into the digital age. YNAB is based on 4 rules that many followers say has helped them stop living paycheck to paycheck by spending less money than they earn every single month. In fact, YNAB claims that new budgeters save an average of more than $6,000 in their first year with the program. Everything you need to know about the budgeting app. We've talked about Mint for a long time. We've talked about e-money for a long time. Personal Capital is another one. But how about YNAB? It costs $84 a year, $6.99 a month after their 34-day free trial. I can give it a shot, see what it has to say. Don't think you ever pay for YNAB. A lot of people say that they wouldn't do that. They felt the same way, but stick with us. Even if you don't plan to continue as a paying member, I believe the free trial may be worth your time. If I had to choose just one word to describe last month of budgeting with YNAB, it's eye-opening would be it. The article details, and we've shared this with you, the experience, I should say, details, YNAB and how it compares with Mint. 4 rules of YNAB says it will help you budget like you've never done before, and that is the truth. YNAB's method is based on 4 rules that can help you set up a budget, take control of your money, and reach your goals. Number 1, give every dollar a job. When you receive a paycheck, assign it to your expense categories before you spend it. Embrace your true expenses. Set money aside every month for non-monthly expenses. That'd be property taxes, insurance premiums, holiday gifts, etc., maybe vacations, so that you're ready when the bill comes in. Roll with the punches. Things can and will go wrong. Move money around to cover categories where you overspend. Age your money. Stuck living paycheck to paycheck? By consistently spending less than you earn, you'll work toward using last month's pay on this month's expenses. Budgeting with YNAB for 30 days. YNAB's rules were a little confusing at first, but it all started to make sense once you start the free trial. Just a thought there. Problem syncing accounts. Once YNAB's website. Immediately start following the prompts to connect bank accounts. Mint and Personal Capital. YNAB links to your accounts to automatically import transactions. Surface also has the option of adding unlinked accounts by starting with your current balance and manually entering transactions. The manual way does not sound like fun. Set up the budget. Make sure you follow that one. Get your numbers in place. Simple color coding in there. When I look at the sample, you've got all those envelopes. Stick to the plan. The real fun begins when you start spending money. Like I said, no manual enter. You might have to manually enter some transactions because of the synchronization issue. But if you use the right things, you might say that, something, I can change this, I can change that. They've got an app for the Apple and the Android devices. A lot of opportunities here. If you're thinking about saving money, you have to just go back to the early steps. Go back to the basics. Where are the basics? Budgeting, figuring out where the money's going, allocating dollars, saving dollars, having that expense account, all those things are part of it. Just a little something there. Just a thought for you. You are listening to Ron Siegel Radio, and as I do every day, I ask you to set that first radio preset button to come back here and join Ron Siegel Radio, where we only speak about items affecting your house and your bank account. Thanks to all of our sponsors. A special thanks to John, who's engineering us today. And, of course, a special thanks to you for spending a little bit of your day with us. That's all for Ron Siegel Radio. Again, if you have any questions or to meet any of our guests, call me anytime. 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. And remember, make a lot of money so you can help a lot of people and have a lot of fun. Have a great day. We will talk to you next time on Ron Siegel Radio.